This is a Stand Up New York Labs production, providing you podcasts since 2013.
Hey everybody, Rae Lynn, Caspar White here, and you're listening to Xrae. Hi everybody, Rae Lynn, Caspar White here. I want to say hello to my faithful, honorable, and dysfunctional listeners. For those that are getting to know me, I fancy myself kind of a female Charlie Rose without the soundstage and random nudity. You know what I mean? My nudity is never random. I'm super excited to be here. I had a rough week with my buttload of kids. For those that don't know, I am a professional surrogate. I make babies for people. And a lot of times these people are flakes, and they freak out and back out, so I end up just keeping other people's babies under my wing. I have between 13 or 22, depending on the week. I love children. I also wish that we could procreate like cows, where like the calf comes out just fully formed and can just function as members of society. If you have kids, I'm sure you can relate to this. If you don't have kids, you're clearly a narcissist and you need some help. But I spend so much energy tending to my fucking children's needs that I forget about myself. So once a year, I do what I call a medical month. And I come to New York, because that is kind of the heartland of physicians. And I do kind of a full tune-up, you know what I mean? I have a full roster of doctors, and I make sure I don't want to spontaneously combust. So I came to New York for medical month, and I started out with a cardiologist, because I figure the heart is kind of the heart of it all. Dr. Khan. Now, I thought Dr. Khan would be Jewish. Turns out he's Indian. I didn't get the memo that there are a lot of Indians named Khan. They just spell it differently. It's Khan as opposed to Kahn. What the fuck? Did not get that memo. And not only that, did Dr. Khan, he was not only Indian, he sounded Jewish. He had like a Brooklyn accent that even threw me off even more. He's like talking to me like that. I'm like, this is very weird. It's kind of like when you go to Jamaica. If you go to Jamaica and you see these Asians talking patois, it's kind of disconcerting. I mean, good for them. It's weird. Anyway, I'm at this cardiologist. I got to tell you, and I'll discuss this with my guests too. I have two middle-aged guests here that are men, so I'm sure they've gone through that. But I had to get a stress test, and technology has evolved in terms of iPhones and Nooks and virtual reality bullshit, Oculus goggles. But the cardiac assessment technology doesn't seem like it's developed in 50 years. I'm on this fucking treadmill with electrodes and these cords, and I'm trying to run with these cords and this device strapped to me. And I got so sick of it, I threw the device up. I'm like, this is not a Sony Walkman. I'm not in some video. Anyway, so that kind of put the kibosh on that. I said, I'm fine, Dr. Khan, with your weird spelling. And I moved on to get my colonoscopy prep. It was my first colonoscopy. What the fuck is that? That is also not evolved. They make you drink this toxic waste, and then you shit your brains out for literally 12 hours. I think I binge watched Man in the High Castle all 2 seasons while on the shitter, which is a great show. We'll talk about that.